I'm sorry, Your Honor. Oh, sure, I know.
All right, I want to go on the record regarding something. I've actually never had to do this, but I'm going to do it. There have been, and I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody in particular. This, what I'm going to say, applies to everybody at the council table. There have been repeated speaking objections, arguing with witnesses that has occurred, arguing amongst counsel, snide comments made from one counsel to another, arguing with a decision of mine. That's not going to happen. If it does, I'm going to invoke CCP 177.5, which allows for monetary sanctions up to $1,500 for each time. And what will happen is, each time it happens, that will be another incident that will occur at a hearing after the trial. I've never had to do this, but to ensure, or to help ensure, that these things that I just mentioned do not occur again. That is why I am doing this. So please keep it in mind that I'm going to keep track. All right. I understand that there's an issue of an exhibit that the defense wants to use. I saw an email exchange.
Yes, Your Honor, I'll address it. So it's not a new exhibit, there's no new video. So yesterday, Detective Flores testified regarding the sequence surveillance video, which is it's a compilation of the video from the 6200 Hollywood Boulevard, the sound portion of that, overlapped on the video of 1616 East of Del Mar. The video that we've had before was overlapped, and he described the process yesterday, testifying that when it was done, in fact, we were under the impression we were informed that this detective did it. On the stand, he testified that he did not, and that it was sort of a rough approximation by hand in terms of how it was compiled. And given that, in his testimony that if we're off slightly, it would affect the sequence video. Last night, we used the same methodology that he described, did it ourselves, same video that was provided by the prosecution, and with that compilation, once it was completed, we immediately sent it to the prosecution. We can lay a foundation for that. We'll do so through witness testimony. Interestingly, although the prosecution says that they complained about potential foundation, they were playing their sequence video to Mr. Efron without laying a foundation for it. They introduced it with the detective yesterday, who was not the person who created it, in an effort to try to lay a foundation for it. We'll actually lay a foundation. How? We can have a witness who can testify to the events that are depicted on the video and ask him, is what you're seeing and what you're hearing true and accurate representation of what occurred in the moment? That's enough for a foundation. There's two ways to lay a foundation, Your Honor, I'm sure, as aware of the recording. One is the person who operated the equipment to say that it works, it functions, describe all that. Or to have the individual who's captured, or an individual who's captured in the video, just say that yes, that truly and accurately reflects what occurred.
Do you have a video?
You do.
Can you put it up?
Sure.
And you say you just created this yesterday?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, that's all I'm ready to hear from us.
Oh, I will. Is this impeaching the detective?
No.
Or, I have it on my screen. It's very, very blurry.
Yeah, so that's the video.
Is that the video? All right, I'm playing it now. That's it?
Yes, sir.
All right, is there anything you want to add? Because then I'm going to listen to the, Mr. Lewin or Mr. Roman? You? All right, then I'm going to I'll make a ruling. Once I make the ruling, that's the ruling. There's not going to be any further input from anybody. Did you want to say anything further?
No, you're right.
All right, the floor is yours.
Two issues. First issue is that the defense has repeatedly asked, repeatedly, if they had any real evidence they were lying on that. They've just said this is not impeachment, but it's even more than that. Unlike their witnesses, they have had access to the detectives in this case, to the video which they have had for a considerable period of time. And if they believe that there was an issue with it, they had an obligation to figure out what they wanted to do and to comply with 1054. But here's the bigger problem, Your Honor, and where I'm absolutely mystified. The defense in this case, and this figures into 352, the defense in this case is that it is improper. According to the 12E's offer of proof, and according to the evidence that the open statement in Capena, the defense is they're not disputing this watching the video. They're not disputing that it happened. They're not disputing that he fired. They are simply saying it was a problem. So the second problem is by introducing this, what it appears to be is an attempt to basically mislead the jury as to what the issue is in the case. So in other words, at this late date, apparently they want to put on evidence to show that the timing of the shots doesn't match up. We've had no opportunity to review what they've done. We've had no opportunity to go back and see if it's legitimate. But the two reasons why it doesn't work is it's real evidence. This did not come up because the officer testified. Had they wanted to flesh out this information, they had opportunities to prelim. They could have contacted the detective himself. There has been, as the court is aware, at no point in time, any officers, any expert refused to speak with them. So what happened is they saw the detective's testimony, decided that they wanted to introduce some evidence that they think is going to assist them. But in the end, Your Honor, even if the court said, you know what, it's timely. It's not. Even if the court said it was timely. Under 352, Your Honor, the introduction of this evidence, the time delay, but more than that, the confusion of issues that are material to the case would tend to confuse this jury. Submit.
If I may just-
No. No,
We've got one.
no, no, no. All right, First of all, since it was, the video was created as a result of testimony yesterday, I don't find that there's any violation of 1054.3. This is the way I view it. If the defense can show by competent evidence, that's right, if the defense can lay a foundation for the video, then they are entitled to show by competent evidence of their belief of the sequence of events. They're entitled to do that. That's part of the defense. If the prosecution disagrees with it, if they think it's inaccurate, they can present another version in its rebuttal case. So the ruling is it can be shown. All right. It's 10 o'clock. Let's have, do you have your witness here? All right, let's bring them in.
Mark, should we bring in the witness or wait for the jury?
That's the only way he's going to get into the courtroom. Right?
Well,
Isn't that the only way he's going to come into the courtroom?
that's funny, Your Honor, that's very funny. I meant we wait for the jury, we want to put them up there before they put it.
Oh, good point.
Thank you. That's all right, it's all right, it's early, it's early.
I guess we do need the jury.
That's all.
All right, let's bring in the jury first.
Anybody curious?
Yes.
Come in.
Let me ask you something from the sidebar, not in the record. indicated yesterday that there are no more prosecution witnesses?
Yes, Your Honor, the people rest, and the people would ask, or sorry, the people would ask to move our exhibits into evidence.
It's 1 through 43.
Correct.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
All right, peoples 1 through 43 are admitted. Rest.
People rest.
The case is back to defense.
Your Honor, Mr. Peters calls Jamel Phillips, also not Roby.
Yes, sir. Just raise your right hand for us, please. Thank you. You solemnly state that the testimony you may give in the cause and outfit before this court. The truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God.
Yes.
Thank you. Please take a seat over there. Please stand right over there. Please adjust the microphone there neatly and state and spell your name for the record.
Jamel Phillips, JAMEL PHILLIPS.
Thank you.
So loud, but that's okay. Yes. Got it, yeah. That's all right. You don't have problems, that's just what you.
Thank you.
One is Phillips. You go by any other names than Jamel Phillips?
Yes,
Go ahead.
ASAP 12.
So you're 12.
Yes.
I can, or adjust the microphone.
What are we doing now? Sorry.
It's a bit on the loud side.
Yeah.
It's not that one. All right, let's try that.
Okay, try it again.
ASAP 12.
Better. You don't have to jump into that mic. And it's ASAP 12 years stage in.
Yes, it is.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a musician, a designer, a model. I have a brain called my last year being broken.
That shit being broke.
Yes.
And what is that brand?
My last year being broke is a mantra like ASAP. So it's a program like a Big Brother program. We mentor kids.
Objection, relevance, overruled.
Straight.
We mentor kids. We have back to school drives, studio sessions. I'm trying to get the studio sessions under insurance because to me, music is like medicine. Also, I sell apparel. I have therapeutic slides that I created when I was healing from an inguinal hernia surgery. And I'm also providing those to senior citizens.
When you say slide, is that like a slipper?
It's a slipper, yes.
And you produce and sell those, or in some instances donate them?
Objection, relevance, over 352 as well.
Overruled.
And so aside from music, clothes, we close the program and the therapeutic slide, anything else?
No, that's it right now.
As far as your music's concerned, are you currently recording?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Did you recently release a song on Apple?
Objection, relevance, Your Honor.
Sustain.
Where do you live?
I live in New York,
What part of New York?
Harlem, New York.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up between Harlem and the Bronx.
Do you know where Raheem is?
Yes, I do.
Do you know what any other names?
ASAP Rock.
And you see it here, right?
Yes.
When did you meet Rocky?
I met Rocky when I was about 15, so around 2005.
Okay, and how did you meet him?
I met him at it was like a rap battle, you know. Before we turned ASAP, there's some other kids that was like bubbling in New York. They had a rap battle in New York, and I met
And what How old were you all about that?
I was 15, so Rocky had to be either 15 or 16. He's only like a couple months older than me.
How old are you now, sir?
I'm 35.
Where did you go to school?
In New York, at MLK High.
What does ASAP stand for?
Always strive and prosper.
And can you describe what ASAP is?
ASAP is a collective of not only brothers, of women too, kids across the world, models, athletes, designers, philanthropists, kids that took a negative situation and turned it into a positive.
And have you maintained a relationship with Rocky since high school?
Yes,
Would you consider him a good friend today?
yes.
What was that relationship with him after high school?
So after high school, we kind of got closer because the founder of ASAP, Steven Rodriguez, ASAP Yams, he had us as artists of the label, So we would get on the phone, still sharp and still get on the phone, work on our lyrics, work on our music, just be there for each other, talk about the plans for the future, and yeah, just build a great bond.
And at that point, did you start seeing Rocky more often?
Yes, I did. So I would see him like at studio sessions, musical events, parties, hanging out in Harlem, in the Bronx, see him often.
To a point in time when you ever lived together, excuse me.
Yes. So in 2011, when Rocky first got signed, he moved all the artists and his friends of the ASAP Collective to an apartment on 57th Street in New York City. It was a small apartment. We was in there like 20, like a group of 20 people. And to me, it was great to see that somebody.
Sustain.
How about this ASAP Phillips? Was he part of that group?
Yes, sir.
Tell us what he did.
ASAP Ills, he didn't create music. He was more like a model and a designer. You feel me?
There came a point I'm a Rocky sort of hit it, big.
Yes.
Okay. And were you there for that?
Yes, I was. We're all there for that. When he first got signed in 2011, like I said, he moved
Where
us.
else is that group too? All right, Mr. Phillips, when you're asked a question, like a yes or a no question, just answer yes or no, or I don't know, or I don't recall. Don't volunteer anything.
Okay, no problem.
If the attorney wants to flesh it out, then he'll ask you another question.
All right, no problem.
Go ahead.
By the way, I assume this is your first time testifying in the courtroom.
Yes.
Did Rocky provide opportunities for you?
Yes.
Relevance overall.
Correct.
Yes, he did.
And what were those opportunities?
So Rocky was the first artist to be signed into a major label. So with that opportunity, he gave the other artists in ASAP record deals.
And did you create music with Rocky?
Yes.
Okay, tell us about that.
I've been creating music with Rocky since I was about 16, 17, you feel me? And not only be able to create music, he gave me the opportunity to be his, his hype man on tour. And with that, I will go to the venue, check out the venue, check out the layout, do everything that he would need to do before he gets to the venue and give him a rundown.
Okay, so when you said the words, hey man.
Yes. Okay.
Tell the truth, what's a kick man?
Okay, a hype man is when you have a primary artist, which is ASAP Rocky, and then being that I was one of the, upcoming artists, ASAP 12B on the label, I was able to learn from him and learn the role, learn the business, and also learn the stage. He gave me the opportunity to, control the crowd serve, do everything that you have to do for a show, and keep the crowd going, keep the crowd participation high, how you did.
When did you start doing that hype man for him?
I think 2011, 2012.
And when did you do that until roughly?
Until about 2016.
And what did you do after that, you yourself, 12 years?
So after 2016, the individual artists in ASAP had kind of established solo careers, you feel me? So I branched off to do a solo tour. And my first day of my solo tour, I ended up getting an inguinal hernia, and I couldn't be Rocky Hype Man anymore, and I had to slow down from traveling for a little while.
What year was that roughly?
That was 2016.
And there's no point in time where you moved to California with Rocky.
Yes,
When was that?
we moved to California with Rocky in 2012. So 2012, and then again in 2022 during COVID.
How about in 2020? We living with Rocky in 2020?
Yes, yes.
Where was that?
That was West Hollywood in LA. Yes,
In 2020.
2020.
And Rocky helped your career at that point at all? 2020.
Yes. And 2020, he helped me get out my Sony deal.
Get out of your Sony?
Yes.
Okay. So you had a Sony deal
I had a Sony deal, and he helped me get out of it.
out of it. So
Yeah.
for whatever reason, I'll get into the details, but it wasn't working out for you, Sony deal, and Rocky helped you get out of the deal.
Yes.
Did at some point in time, you guys stop working together?
We probably stopped being business partners, but never stopped being friends.
Okay. When did you stop being business partners or doing professional work together?
Maybe like 18 or so, you feel me? Because I was already an ASAP 12 like a solo artist, and ASAP Rocky was building his label, but he was also signing other artists, you feel me? So I just felt the need to just work on my own career.
So you still remain close friends?
Yeah, that was my friend, my brother.
So you moved to California twice, according to your testimony, 2012 and then 2020?
Yes.
And what were you doing when you moved to LA?
Just creating music, working out, just building a farm.
Do you know someone,
Yes, I do.
and you know him by the other names?
Yes. ASAP Relly.
And how'd you meet him?
I met ASAP Relly through the ASAP Collective. We all grew up together. We all grew up in the same boroughs. We used to hang out with each other, go to events, go to musical sessions, the gym. You feel me? It was a brother.
And roughly, you know roughly what year you met him?
I met him around the same time I met Rocky.
Okay. And tell us the story of your relationship with Relly was like.
I had a good relationship with Relly. We would get up, we would work out together. He had musical artists, work with his musical artists. We just would build a bond. Being that we were part of the ASAP Collective. A lot for me, and this is the same neighborhood we would work out in. So we were known to see each other, but this is the first time I've seen him in a while. So I'm reading a book. I'm reading I think Who Killed Martin Luther King by James Earl Ray.
Yes, your relevance to what you read. You're right, but go ahead.
So I'm reading a book. and I see somebody like walking towards me. So at first, like I put the book down a little bit, and then I hear something. Then I hear something again. So then I focus and I notice it's him. And then like I catch him say something about you, like, yo, you know Rocky did bad by that
Your
team.
Honor, Your Honor, John, we need to approach on the,
You've established, what you need to go on to something else.
Your Honor, that's an issue we do need to approach. I can't express this on the record.
I'll move on.
Your Honor, there was an applicant.
It was on this.
Want to make sure?
The question is stricken. If there was an answer, it is stricken. Go on to another topic.
Were you aware, whether or not Rocky had been the victim of prior violence?
Yes,
You have personal knowledge of that?
yes.
Okay. Tell us about the first instance you're aware of that you have personal knowledge of that you saw.
Well, and,
Your Honor, same issue, no discovery in this area.
Not sure, Your Honor. Why he was carrying that weapon. No, that's not a reported statement, but there are police reports on that, so.
It's in the summary, overall.
Okay. 2018, you said?
Fifth line down.
Yes.
Go ahead, tell us about that incident.
In 2018, I'm not too sure what club it was, but we was in a club having a good time, and a brawl broke out in the club.
Objection that we have.
Overall.
A brawl broke out in the club, and we got jumped, and we both ended up cut inside the club.
And you said both, yourself?
Yes, I got stabbed, and ASAP Rocky got stabbed as well.
Okay. How about another instance that you were personally aware of or saw yourself?
But several times I would be at his crib in LA, and the stalkers were his house. I would pull up to his house in LA when I was staying there, and several times while I was staying there, stalkers would pull up to his crib.
And you saw that?
Yes.
And you remember what years that was, roughly?
That was 2020 and 2021.
And were you there when there were any home invasions?
No, I wasn't, but I definitely heard about the home invasion.
Objection calls for hearsay. Also
Sustained. Move on to another topic. Fully established what you intended.
Yes, sir.
Motion to strike the answer that's given.
You sustained, Your Honor. I mean, it's no more sustained.
There was an answer, or the question and the answer are stricken. Jury can disregard. Go ahead.
Do you know any security measures Rocky took in response to those instances you just testified to?
Yes.
Tell us.
I know he had to get a whole new security staff, and also I know he walked around with a prop, like a starter pistol, like a prop. That's his defense.
Okay. And how do you know he had a problem?
Well, I've seen it on several occasions. The first time I seen it, it wasn't on his like body for anything. It was for a video shoot, the DMV video shoot in the Bronx.
When was that?
That was July 2021.
Okay. And you were at that video shoot?
Yes, I was.
You were actually part of the video shoot?
Yes, I came in the video.
Okay. Who else was in the video?
Me, myself, Rocky, ASAP Hills, Rihanna was featured in the video as well.
And in that video, you said you saw prop guns?
Yes. So he had a scene that was more like a private scene. Not too many people could be around the scene, and in the apartment, they were having like it was like a mini movie, you know. So he had props, he had different things to make it feel like a movie set in that scene.
Okay. And after the video shoot was complete,
Yes.
did Rocky do anything with any of those prop guns?
Well, I'm not too sure about the video shoot, but I do remember seeing him again with a prop. September of this
Same
year.
objection, Your Honor.
Sustained, not responsive.
Okay. After the video shoot, did you see him with a prop gun again?
Yes,
When?
in September
Of what year?
2021
Where?
in Harlem.
For what?
Well, I remember I was getting food on 143rd and Lenox, and he happened to hit me. I told him where I was at. He came to see me. And
You ain't say it.
oh no, he contacted me.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Okay.
He contacted me to see where I was at, and I was uptown getting some food on 143rd and Lenox, and we met up. It was like a block party in Christian on the same street. So Christian Street, we went to eat in the park, and I just remember when he sitting down, seeing something like bulging out his white T-shirt, and I asked about it. He showed me, and it was the same situation from a DMV.
He told you it was a prop gun.
Yes.
Sir,
Motion to strike is hearsay if the defendant says.
Sustained.
how about in California? Did you see that prop gun in California?
Yes.
When?
Your Honor, objection, no discovery.
Overall.
You could finish it.
Okay, so when I came back to California for I think it was the Complex Con event, that week we would like work out early in the morning. We go for bike rides around his area, and this is still like COVID area, so he didn't have security, and that was basically like his line of defense if anybody ran down. he would have the proper one.
And that again, that was September 2021.
September 2021.
Do you yourself have any familiarity with star pistols or pop guns or rifle guns?
Yes.
Okay, how do you have familiarity?
In a couple of my music videos, I've used replicas and props. And being on set with Rocky, I came to be knowledgeable of, having props and certain equipment that make a music video look like a better production.
Do you know in particular one music video you use pop guns in?
For my music video? Oh, yes.
What's the name of that?
It's called Escape.
So, according to you saw Rocky before November 6th with the prop gun 3 times.
Yes,
The NB video,
yes.
the time in Harlem
In Harlem,
in September 2021, and then Los Angeles.
yes.
When you saw the prop gun in September 2021, was it the same as you saw the DMV video?
From what I remember, it was a bit different because now it had a belt clip so you can secure it, and I think it had a clear clip, replica magazine. Yeah.
And in Los Angeles, did it look like it looked in New York?
Yes.
And that was November 2021,
Yes.
first few days.
First you did, yes.
And let's direct your attention to November 6th, 2021.
Yes.
Were you with Rocky that day?
Yes.
Okay. What were you doing that morning or that day?
Well, that morning, I remember we worked out because we wanted to get our bodies ready for the Complex Con show, which was the next day. So I was staying at the little perk, met him at his crib, worked out a little bit, and then around, I think, 5 or 6 o'clock, we headed out to Long Beach.
Who were you there preparing this performance with?
The ASAP Collective, from what I remember, it was me, Rocky, Phillips, Lou, a lot of our friends from New York, a lot of the friends from the Collective. It was the 10-year anniversary of Live Love ASAP. It was a big deal. It was also the first show for him or anybody else in the past 2 years because of COVID. So it was a pretty big deal.
You mentioned the name Lou. Who is Lou?
Lou, ASAP Lou is he's a member of the Collective, but he's also Rocky's manager.
And at any point on November 6th, you see ASAP Lou holding Rocky's property.
Yes. So I guess when Rocky had
Anything after yes is stricken. So the answer is yes, it did.
Tell us the circumstance of how you saw Lou holding Rocky's property.
yes,
Objection, no discovery.
so Lou, he also works, as a manager. He works as a stagehand. He has multiple hats, and I just remember that day. I guess he just had to get it from Rocky while Rocky.
Objection,
performed the
all
set.
speculation.
Sustained.
Motion to strike the answer. Yes.
What did you see? Well, yes,
Oh, I seen Lou with the prop,
which one?
the same prop that I seen in New York.
With Velvet,
Yes,
with that sort of replica magazine, etc.
yes.
What is your understanding, sir, as to why Rocky was carrying a prop gun instead of a regular gun?
Objection, that's been called for speculation. The end of your say.
All right. Let's direct you, by the way, what is your understanding, just to be clear, what a prop gun, sort of, is the replica gun, whatever it's called? What is your understanding of what it is?
It's a device that looks and sounds like a real gun, I guess.
And you've seen it used in the
Yeah, my music videos, I've seen it in movies, I've seen it in music videos, I've seen it several times.
All right, I want to direct your attention now to November 6, 2021. On that day, we with Rocky won an altercation with Relly.
Yes,
Who else was with you?
ASAP Phillips,
And ASAP Phillips' other name, his real name is,
Elijah Longer.
can you tell us what happened from the beginning of that day?
Okay, so we were at the conference call rehearsal getting ready for the show tomorrow. And everything was good. We was having a good show. And towards the end of rehearsal, because I'm on stage with Rocky, I see him kind of like dealing with something on his phone. And he kind of put me onto it. Relly was online, just like disgracing his name, running his name through the mud. You feel me? So Rocky was like, "Yo, bro, I wanna go holler at Relly. I'm gonna go talk to Relly." You feel me? And I was already with him at Complex Con, so that's why I went with him. And he asked me to call Relly, text Relly, but Relly didn't respond to me. You feel me? But Relly was still responding to, I guess, Rocky.
This is a narrative, it's all dead, no discovery.
Ask another question.
Okay. You remember if Rocky was dealing with something on his phone?
Yes,
Did you hear his end of the conversation?
just not the end of the conversation.
His end of it, his part.
Oh, yes.
And did that have to do with bad mouthing Relly or Relly bad mouthing Rocky about Josh's funeral?
It was Rocky explaining to me how Relly was bad mouthing Rocky about not handling Josh's funeral.
Objection, that's in call for your motion strikes. And also no discovery.
You are. The speaking but
No.
okay, that's the approach.
No.
All right. So, who is Josh?
Josh,
Objection, relevance,
Overruled.
52.
Josh is ASAP Josh. He was a member of the collective that passed away in October 2021.
Who paid for Josh's funeral expenses?
Objection, relevance in 352. This is spent.
Do you know of a dispute between Relly and Rocky about the pain of Josh's funeral?
Objection, relevance in 352.
Yes,
Okay.
I guess
No,
Yes.
hold on. Yes, good.
Answer the question.
And what do you know about the dispute?
Objection, that's going to call for a narrative.
He's aware of the dispute.
Now, the next day was Complex Con, you said?
yes.
Did Rocky, in your presence, attempt to reach out to Relly,
Yes, he did.
clear the air before Complex Con?
Yes, he did.
And at Complex Con, were you all supposed to be going together?
Yes. Well, from Complex Con on the 6th, we were all supposed to go to the Playboy Cardi concert as a group, as a collective. And then the next day, we were all supposed to perform at Complex Con as an ASAP collective.
And why was that an important day? Is there anything specifically important about that next day?
Objection, relevance in 352.
Yes. It was the 10-year anniversary of the project that got ASAP Rocky and the ASAP collective signed.
Did you hear Rocky speaking to Relly? that
Yes.
day? Okay. And was that on the phone, the show?
Yes.
What did you hear Rocky say?
Objection, hearsay.
Stan, you can ask to describe the tenor of the conversation,
Sure.
but not the words.
Okay. First of all, before I ask you the tenor of the conversation, you personally, did you try to reach out to Relly that night, November 6th, 2021?
Yes, I did.
How did you try to do that?
I believe I called him and I texted him.
Did he ever respond to that?
No.
Okay, you heard the judge describe the tenor of that conversation without words. What was the tenor of that conversation? You know what I mean by tenor of that conversation, the sort of the atmosphere of the conversation, the mood of the conversation.
Okay, from what I recall, I feel like it was like a humorous, brotherly conversation. Yo, where you at? Like, all right, let's link, let's have this conversation. It wasn't nothing more than that.
What was Rocky's tone like in the conversation?
Well, being that we was coming from complex, we got a big show. He was in a good mood. You feel me?
Hold on, it's not responsive.
No,
Good idea.
forget about this mood. This was my question. Again, I know this is not your everyday thing. What was Rocky's tone during the conversation?
Happy, sad, angry,
It
confused.
was on the phone. It was kind of happy. It was just more or less trying
All right,
to.
you can ask the question. Go ahead.
Now, was Rocky talking calm?
Yes.
What happened after the call?
Judges call for narrative.
Well, after the call, because we were in Long Beach, we had to go from Long Beach back to LA. So it really was just in the car playing new music, getting vibes together. Everything was like exciting. Everything was like happy.
Who was driving the car? You still in the car?
I think we had a driver. It was complex call. Weekend, I believe they provided like traffic for us.
And did you eventually get to downtown LA, this parking garage on Argyle Street eventually?
Yes.
Okay. Where were you sitting in this car?
I was sitting in the back.
Okay. When you stopped and got out, who was the first to get out and who was the last? Number three.
Okay, Rocky, then Ills, then me.
And what did you see when you got out?
So when I first got out, I was just seeing Rocky walk up the hills, Ills walk slightly behind him, and I seen brother coming down there.
And when you saw Relly coming down the hill, describe what you saw.
So as I'm looking up, I just see like Relly coming down the hill with a little extra momentum, not running or anything, but just a little pep in his step.
And did there come a point in time where Relly and Rocky met?
Yes.
Okay. What happened when they met?
Well, soon as they met, from what I've seen, it was just like Relly just grabbed Rocky. It's just off soon as he seen him, just grabbed him.
Okay. And what happened after he grabbed you?
So he's kind of grabbing him, and Relly's a big dude, you know, Relly big. So he's kind of like grabbing him and shaking him. So at this point, Rocky tries to like, I guess grab him too, but grip the floor so he can maintain his balance because Relly was kind of like trying to lift him up by his hoodie.
Now, at one point, we'll just play that video. We have that. I'm going to show you a video from that garage encounter on Argyle Street on November 6, 2020.
Which exhibit is it?
No problem.
Is this the one that,
This is the
oh,
garage.
E.
E. Is that an E? No, no, it's not E. M as in Mary?
Yes.
M as in Mary.
Like this.
There's a power button on the side.
My side?
Yeah, just at the top.
So you could look at that little screen right behind you. There's a sort of video on. Easier for you to see. I'll play play it through once and then I'll ask you about it. Okay, keep that there, I might need to refer back to it. Keep from that, obviously, it's just a small snippet with an obstructed view, but is that part of what you saw?
Yes.
Okay. And when you see them going backwards towards that parking sign, I guess Relly is holding Rocky, right, holding Relly and going backwards that way. What did you observe?
I observed, like I said, Rocky was trying to get his balance so that he wouldn't like lift him or throw him or push him anyway. But there's
Speculation, that's been called for speculation as to why or possibly illegal.
The answer is, remains as is without adding anything.
Okay. And then, what did you see when they were going backwards?
I seen really like pulling like Rocky.
And what was your reaction? Your reaction?
Well, my reaction, I was surprised because from my understanding, these dudes were only supposed to have a conversation. You know, I didn't expect anything else.
Did you do anything?
Besides trying to break it up, you know, just put my hands in the middle of it.
You see yourself on that video at the end there?
Yes.
You're wearing that red jacket? Is that right?
Yes.
One point, is that Ills who gets in the middle?
Yes.
In that small clip there, you see Rocky holding an object that looks like a firearm.
Yes.
Okay. And what was that in fact?
That was his problem.
And tell us how it came out that he started holding it.
From my recollection, being that Relly's a big dude and Relly was like,
Objection, most strikes, non-responsive.
Stay.
The court instruct the witness to answer only when he's asked.
Out to,
Ironic.
Ask the question again.
So. Sure, I'll ask it a different way.
Ask him what he saw, ask him what he saw.
But just,
as I said, I seen Relly grabbing Rocky, almost picking him up off the ground. And with that happening, his pants started falling.
it's me.
The Rocky pants started falling. You know, so
And you see that in the video there?
yeah.
Okay, go back to that clip, please. Just want to make sure we're talking about the same thing. When we come back from that. You see Rocky's pants down there?
His sleeve.
Sustain.
Okay, what do you see?
I see him right there.
Yeah.
So his pants are lower than they're supposed to be, and then I see him try to put his prop back, like adjust it back into the belt.
Which hand was he holding that prop with?
His left hand.
Is Rocky left or right?
He's a right.
What did you do at that point?
At that point, I just stepped in the middle and just tried to break it up.
Okay.
And also, I was trying to tell Rocky to go, like, yo, bro, we out of here. Like, Relly's going crazy right now. Let's go.
Objection, most strikes, non-responsive.
Okay. Why did you tell Rocky to get out of here?
Well, because, for one, I see that the conversation that they were supposed to have, it didn't look like they were going to have a conversation, and Relly was a bit aggressive. And I didn't understand that. It's like, we all friends.
Objection, motion to strike, non-responsive.
Everything after we're all friends is true.
Okay. Who's the aggressor in this encounter?
Relly,
Okay. Is that why you told Rocky to leave?
yes.
Okay. Did you ever see Rocky point that object prop gun pulled to you at really at all during that parking garage encounter?
No,
You ever see Rocky press a gun, prop gun that you described here against Riley's stomach, to point at his head or his chest?
no, I did not.
Would you have seen that if it happened?
Yes, I was there.
When Rocky pulled out that starter pistol, did Riley say anything?
Yes.
What did he say?
I told him to shoot that fake ass gun.
How, and you heard that clearly,
Yes.
and how fast was this altercation?
It was pretty fast. Pretty fast.
After it was over, and like you said, you tried to push Rocky to go away, what did you all do?
We ended up turning the corner.
Okay, maybe we should put the map up real quick. I think we'll use keep it within the five. I'm gonna put, Mr. Troy, Mr. Phillips, I'm gonna put the map up here so you can help map it. People stew, people stew, gonna put up. Okay, see where that red pen just was?
Yeah.
That's Argyle Avenue, that's where that parking lot was, the parking, arrow parking, right there, you see that? Yeah, there's a point or something, I think, so. Yeah, use that thing. Just go up there. And then put it in that point.
Yeah.
Just do like this. Here's Argyle, here's the parking lot, right?
Okay.
And then here's Selma, right? And then, here it is, thank you. Here's East Delmar, so just show the jury from the parking lot to Selma, East Delmar, which direction they're going here.
Mr. Secretary, one of the participants needs a break.
Okay, so, sure.
10 minutes?
Yes, sir.
We'll take a 10-minute break, folks. Please be outside the courtroom for 5 minutes after. we're back on the record, everyone is present. Back to Peter, go ahead.
Okay, Toby, you were at the point where you would sort of push Rocky home to leave, and I think that you said that three of you started making your way away from Argyle. Point on the map up there with the pointer, which direction you three of you headed.
I believe we started coming down this way.
The Selma, right there. Okay. And then you made the left off the Selma end, correct?
Yes.
Now, before that, let me ask you a quick question. At any point during this incident, one of the garage, did you display a knife?
No.
Turn around.
Turn around this way. Okay.
Were you carrying a knife at all?
No.
Now, by the way, in that video, you said you're off camera for a portion of it, but you see yourself on camera at some point, right?
Yes.
Okay. You know what, just, guys, play that one more time and just identify yourself when you see yourself in that little snippet.
It's all right there.
And where's your hand?
I believe I put my left hand on brother.
All right, so after the parking lot, you start walking, I'm sorry. Does that have to? Yeah. You said you start walking to Selma Avenue there, correct?
Yes. We're walking down Argyle and then we make the left on Southern.
Okay. And then, you see that little red thing, emoji of gun is or something like that?
Yes, I see it.
That's Vista Del Mar, then you make the left onto there, correct?
Yes.
After you left the parking lot, parking garage, I'm sorry, tell us what happens.
So after we leave the parking lot,
Garage.
parking garage, it's really fast, but Relly and Rocky already, I guess, diffused the situation when they were grabbing onto each other. So that's already done. So I'm telling Rocky, like, yo, we out. Also telling Ill, yo, we out. And also telling Rel,
You tell him to do what?
we out. Like,
We're out.
We are out.
We are out. Okay, I'm sorry. This is how I feel. All right, so I'm telling them, like, let's go. We are out. It's time for us to go. We can't conversate with our brother right now. Maybe we can conversate with him later. Let's go. So we all start turning the corner, and as we turn in the corner, down the block and turn the corner, Relly is still following us.
And was he following you the entire time?
Yes.
Did he say anything that you heard?
Yes, he was yelling out obscenities
To who?
to all three of us.
Okay. How did he sound?
He sounded angry, you know? He sounded angry.
Or did any of the three of you stop?
We stopped momentarily, all because we turned in the corner, we hearing him, and so Rocky is first once he turned the corner. So Rocky was already up. You feel me? So it's me and Ills in the back. Brother starts yelling, Ills, you a crackhead. 12 of you live in the projects. He tries to belittle Rocky with the objects that he has, like, oh, I got this, I got the Cuban, I got the range. And we were all confused, like, you know, we friends, so it's like,
Is there a question, Bailey?
Yes, there
Yeah,
was.
it's calling for a narrative. Ask another question.
Okay. Well, I asked, what did he say? But okay, what did he say? I should walk.
yeah, he was, like I said, he said, yo, Ills, you a crackhead, you told me you live in the projects. Yo, Rocky, I got this, I got these items, and I don't really need you.
Was his anger elevated at any point?
Yes. Not only is he a big dude, you know,
Yeah, you've answered the question.
Mostly strike the last.
Everything after. Yes.
Did you personally say anything for Relly? Did you personally say anything for Relly? Well, he was following, by the way, when you withdraw, let me ask another question. Did he follow you all the way around?
His energy was so like violent and things like that.
Objection against non-responsive overrule.
Were you scared?
I was threatened, yes.
Was it your impression, again, I'm asking you about your impression only, that Relly was about to get into a fight?
Objection, call for speculation.
Sustained.
By the way, were you Chloe, in a position to have a physical confrontation or a fight?
No.
Why?
Well, to be honest, that year I worked out with Relly.
Objection, relevance, overrule.
That year I worked out with Relly a few times, so I knew Relly was stronger than me. And I was
It's
also
not responsive.
Were you in the
Yes,
position,
it's triggered.
okay, were you in the position personally yourself, physically?
no,
Why not?
because of my inguinal hernia.
What happened when you reached the corner of Selma and East Selma?
Well, as we get to the corner, like as I said, like trying to get Rocky up out of there, I'm in the middle and Ills in the back. So Ills is trying to calm Relly down, calm him down some way. And I guess it's not working. So I guess we walk a few more feet, and then I hear like fast steps. So I turn around and I see Rel hit Ills.
How many times did you see him hit?
I see him hit at least like twice, at least 2-3 times a year, twice.
And after Relly hit Hills, did Rocky do anything?
From what I recall, not when he first hit him, no.
Okay. After the second hit?
So after the second hit, Rel tried to hit me, and I moved, and then Relly hit Ills again. That's when Rocky shot down with the prop gun to scare Relly off. It didn't scare Relly off. Relly was still hitting Ills.
Did you hear a second shot?
Yes, but by then the call alarms and everything.
Did you see a second shot?
Jeff?
No.
After the second shot, and by the way, you said Relly came after you. Won't work.
Yes.
We'll say that for this. I'm going to show you the video. After the second shot, what did you do in regards to Rocky?
I went up to him and grabbed him to push him into the opposite direction to leave. And I'm telling him, like, bro, let's go, we out here.
And did he go?
It took like a second to grab him because Rel was still beating up on Ills. He kind of wanted to like go help Ills, but I'm like,
Objection, not to call for
Sustained about the story he answered. Sustained about what Rocky wanted to do.
Yeah, what Rocky wanted to do.
Yes.
So that answer again without what Rocky wanted to do. Got the question right back, please.
he went.
And after he went, what did you do? Oh,
After he went, and I seen him walking away from everything, I turned around I was like, all right, see, now I guess I gotta go handle the rail situation. So I turned around to go walk. So as I turned around, I see, like, really hit Ills again, but he hit him again and he walked away. So then, once I seen that, I seen Ills, like, get up and start walking my direction. So then I seen down the block, I couldn't see Rocky anymore. So then that's why I started running down the block to see who was there.
so you said you saw Raleigh hit Bills again. At this point, Rocky was already gone.
He was gone.
Now, did you see, did we show you the video that was turned over in regards to that night of 6/2020?
Yes.
Do you see Rocky in the video firing the sword pistol?
Kinda is grainy, but yes.
And when do you see that in relation to Raleigh punching Hills?
After the second time he attacked me.
And what did you, what was your understanding of the purpose of him firing that sword pistol?
Objection to call for hearsay and speculation.
Here's sustained. After Rocky fired the sword pistol, did Raleigh stop?
No, he didn't.
All right, we're gonna play Your Honor that video, the video, I'm gonna play it through once, sir.
Which video is it?
This is the Mark video, one we discussed this morning.
All right, so this is
Defense.
additional defenses.
Four player.
E, and we're gonna.
Okay. Now, So what I'm gonna do, Mr. Phillips, is I'm gonna ask, I know it's spring. I'd like you to look at this video, we'll play it straight through the first time, okay?
Yes.
And then I'm gonna, after you watch it, I'm gonna ask you a question, and then I'm gonna go back to it again, okay? No problem. All right, it's not that long, go ahead. Mr. Phillips, so does that video that you just saw fairly and accurately represent what you saw and what you heard on November 6, 2021 of this film?
Yes.
Okay, now that the tape again, this time, I'd like you to, again, full time without stopping it, narrate what you're seeing, explain to the jury what you're seeing. So I think you have to sort of speak to that mic. So
Okay.
can you see it on your little thing?
It's not.
I'm probably the last person that should be helping you with this, but okay. You know what to do. Just sort of look here, talk here. Unless the judge is here. Judge. That means the judge is the lawyer. Sorry. We'll do it this one, okay? It says no signal, check cable connection.
The only thing I ever do is push the power button.
I did.
If it's saying no signal, then I think you gotta get Mark or.
I got it.
Of course.
Just look at it on this one, I know it's not as big as that one, but just to narrate the video. We're not gonna stop, we'll play it through all the way. Then we'll go back and stop. I want you to just narrate what you're seeing to the jury as it's playing real time. And what you're hearing also, okay? Okay, let's go.
Okay, so the first person you can see at the corner, that's Rocky. The black figure, you see I got my red jacket, you still can see like you can still see my red jacket, you see it was in the back, right?
Can you point on the screen behind
Yeah.
you to the people that you're referring to?
All right, so this first person right there, that's Rocky. Like he's going, that's me behind him, and then that's the others. So we already leaving. So then right there, as we're leaving the corner, Relly just swings on L's. So once he swings on L's a couple times, I hear steps. Then he tried to swing on me. He didn't hit me. Then he hit L's. That's when I seen Rocky shoot at the ground to scare Relly off. I'm sorry. I seen him shoot at the ground to scare Relly off. And then it stopped.
Okay. We're gonna play it again, make it easier, and we'll stop it as you're describing this, okay? So you can take your time and point. So, go ahead.
So this first person, that's Rocky.
Okay.
You see, he's already leaving.
Okay.
Then that's me.
Okay.
Then that's Ills.
And the white shirt?
That's Ills. Oh,
White shirt, that was-
I think, yeah. It just looked white because maybe, I forgot what color the hoodie you had on, but it had like white fawn on his jacket.
So is the four of you in that shot right there?
Yes, so that's me, Rocky, and Ills, and then that's Relly right there.
Okay. What do you see right there?
Right there, I see Relly attack Ills.
And is that before you see or hear Rocky fire a shot?
Correct.
Okay.
So then he's still attacking him.
Okay. And what did you just hear after he was attacking?
I heard the warning shot.
Okay. And where, do you see, go back a little bit, where Rocky fired at? You see where the video shows that he fired from the air into the ground?
It was at the ground. I think it's at the ground. I can't really see it back there.
Okay. Now, so after that first shot, does Relly let go of Bills?
No.
Okay, play it. Now, go back a little bit. You see yourself there in the red, correct?
Yes.
You start at some point. Now, there's the first shot, and they're still in that screen right there, right?
Yes.
Okay. At some point, you start running across the street. Why did you do that?
Because Relly was about to hit me. Like I heard him creeping up behind me trying to swing him.
Okay, you see that in the video?
Yeah. Instead of him hitting me, he hit Bills again.
Okay, now let's.
Motion to strike the last one is non-responsive. Question?
You see that in the video?
Go ahead.
Yeah. So after he hit Bills a couple times, he tries to hit me, right? So then I juke and I head across the street, and that's when he hit Bills again.
Okay, hold on, let's play that part. We'll try to stop. Okay, go back, guys. Now look at you compared to Relly. You're very easy to point with your little point.
So right here and right here. So we right next to each other.
And this is your testimony that he started coming after you.
Yes.
And then that,
I juke and I run across the street.
and that person, where's Relly at this point?
Relly is right here, still on top of Ills.
Okay. And do you see in this frame, in this couple seconds, Relly's arm, and this is after the first shot, correct?
Yes.
You see Relly's arm cocking back.
Sustain.
What do you see, Relly, if anything?
So after here, I see Relly just swinging on Ills. So at this point, he's just throwing haymakers.
Go ahead, Joe.
So right, he's just swinging, he's just throwing haymakers. You see his arm swinging.
No, stop it. At this point, both shots are already fired from the property.
Yes,
Okay. You have the car alarm going off.
yes.
Despite the fact that both shots from the property were already fired, and Rocky was not next to the two of them anymore. What is Relly doing right there?
Relly
That's a leading question, and it's argumentative as well.
is still, he's still attacking Ills.
But
But you see that he knocked Ills down on the floor.
okay, now stop it. Is that you walking away after Rocky ran?
Yes, that's me right here.
And what did you say you did before you left the location?
I went to turn back to see if they were still fighting. So at that point, I say, all right, Rocky's out the way. I'll go handle the situation with Rocky, or at least help Ills. So as I turn around, I see him hit Ills one more time and then leave.
Okay, show us where that is in the video. Go ahead, that's you.
Yeah, that's me right here.
Where's Relly?
Relly and Ills are about back here.
That's Hills. And you see Relly?
Yeah, he right there. He walked over there to hit Ills again, and then I guess.
Your Honor. The
Just state an objection, do not make a speaking objection, just
Sue's back on evidence.
sustain.
Motion to strike the last part of the answer.
Let's rewind that for a second. A little bit, that's, okay, we want to do a little bit more. Now, right here, just let's freeze it right there. Describe what you see on the screen, is that you in the red?
Please take for the record where we are on the,
Sure.
because it doesn't. 29 looks like.
It's 29 seconds. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Phillips, tell us where you are.
That's me right here. That's Rocky leaving.
It indicates the record's clear, he's pointed to himself, we're looking at the screen, there are 4 people on the screen, he's indicated he is the second from the right, he's indicated that the defendant is the first from the right, is that correct, Your Honor?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so you said now, what happens if that you look back,
I look back to see what was going on with Ills and Relly.
and what did you see?
I see Relly hit Ills again.
Show us where, and where, by the way, stop, where is Relly in this frame?
I think the big figure right here, but it's blurry right here.
The witness is saying he believes that Kelly would be the second person from the left, and that Ills would then be the first person from the left, is that correct, Your Honor?
Yes, because I believe he walked back onto Ills and then hit him again before he went up there. All right.
Okay, let's see it play.
See, he walks back.
No, there's no question.
What did you just see?
Hands in that.
Mr. Tackleton is asking you a question.
So I seen him walk back and hit him again.
And then after he hit him, where did he go? Relly goes.
He walked up, is that Argyle?
That's,
Yeah, so he walked back up Argyle.
no, that's Selma, I'm sorry. Oh, it doesn't matter, hold on. Selma.
Is Selma? Okay, we walked back up, so.
Now, you can turn first. Why did you tell Rocky to leave?
Because we were in LA. This is during COVID, you know, I'm not too sure what else is going on, but the car alarms are going on. It's bringing a lot of attention to our surrounding areas. So I was like, yo, bro, like, just get out of here. You know, he said Rocky's very recognizable. It's just being my phone.
You have to convince him to leave?
Only had to convince him to leave because he wanted to make sure Ills was okay.
Objection, false speculation.
Staying about what Rocky.
You have to convince him to leave.
No,
Did you physically push him?
I pushed him, yes.
Where did he, you know which direction he left in? I mean, obviously from the video.
Yeah.
Down, he's still more.
Yes, so he started going in the, basically,
You've answered the word, you've answered yes. It's enough.
Then did you run in the same direction?
yes.
Did you see Ills soon after the incident?
Yes.
Okay. What did he look like?
You can tell he got into a fight. He had blood on his leg.
In this fight that you tried to hustle with Relly and Ills,
Yes.
did you see Ills punching back to Relly?
No.
Okay. And was Relly controlling that fight?
Honestly, Relly was like fake bragging. It was on the floor. Like Relly, he's a big dude. He's way bigger than him.
Objection, non-responsive. Motion to strike. Your Honor, to the witness, he's mentioned 8 times that the victim is a big dude, but there's no question pending. Can the court advise the witness to only answer what he's asked?
No, Your Honor. I asked it. I'm not going to discuss.
Only answer questions.
No problem.
Don't volunteer.
Was Reverend, when you say rain, what does that mean? Well, it was rain.
He was getting invested. It was
How tall are you, by the way?
I'm about 5'10", 5'11".
Okay. How much do you weigh?
Now I weigh 180, but during the event I was like 160.
Who was the aggressor on both those instances? The parking garage and the Stelmar?
Really?
No, sir. Just a couple more things, Mr. Phillips. Are you on Rocky's payroll?
No.
Are you financially dependent on Rocky?
No.
You make any money from Rocky?
No.
Now, obviously, you love him like a brother, right?
Yes.
Before 2 weeks ago, now we're in January 2025, or February 2020. We're in February, right? Huh? Now? Jeez. That's the rumor. We could be June for all I know. But 2 weeks ago was January 2025. Okay? You were asked if in January 2025, after the trial had started, if you wanted to speak to the police or the district attorney. Remember being asked that?
Yes.
And you said?
No.
Okay. Before 2 weeks ago, in 2025, this incident happened in November 6, 2021.
Yes.
In those years, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024, did anyone from the police or district attorney try to speak to you ever once?
No, that's gonna call for speculation in terms of what we tried to do.
Did you ever hear
No.
from anyone from the police or district attorney's office until 2 weeks ago?
The witness answered the question before it was asked, so I think probably need to ask again.
Did you ever hear from them? I'll ask it again. Did you ever hear from anyone prior to 2 weeks ago from the district attorney's office or the police department asking to interview you?
No.
How many times did, when we meet a collective defense team, how many times did we meet, sir?
I believe only twice.
Okay, when was the first time?
It was August 2024.
Okay. And the second time?
It was last night.
And other than that, have we discussed your testimony?
No.
There are no further questions,
Do
Mr.
you,
Phillips. Thank you.
do you want to get started now?
Yeah, I think so.
Karen?
Do you consider yourself, what do you want me to call you? You want me to call you
Mr. Phillips.
Mr. Phillips? Mr. Phillips, do you know what the word unbiased means?
Yes.
Do you consider yourself, when you're coming in here, to be an unbiased witness?
Yes.
So, is it your position that if the defendant committed these crimes, and it's proved beyond reasonable doubt, that you want to see him convicted?
I was there. I know the defendant didn't commit any
Don't
crime.
describe it, it's non-responsive.
That's not the question he asked you. He asked you a yes or no question. Listen to the question again and answer the question.
Can you rephrase the question?
Sure. So what I'm asking you is, I want you to assume for a moment
Yes.
that the evidence in the case demonstrates that the defendant is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. If that is the case, isn't it true that you don't want to convict him?
Overall.
Well, I can't really answer a hypothetical question.
When you say you can't answer that type of question, you indicated he's like a brother to you, correct?
Yes.
He gave you your start, correct?
He didn't give me my start, but yes, he is a brother to me.
Well, you indicated he got you out of a bad record label deal, correct?
I never said it was a bad record label deal. I just say he helped me get out my contract.
Was the contract you wanted to get out?
Only because I felt as though it was.
Motion to strike, it's not responsive.
You want to get out of the contract?
Yes.
And the defendant, who you would agree is a very powerful individual within the industry, helped you get out of it, correct?
Objection.
Overall.
I honestly read a contract book about the music
Motion to
business.
strike is non-responsive.
You're not answering this question.
Let me take one at a time. Do you agree that the defendant is a very powerful individual within the music industry?
Yes.
Do you agree that he was a powerful individual within the music industry even back in 2021?
Yes.
Do you agree that you have much less power and influence in the music industry?
Yes.
Would you agree that if the defendant wanted to tomorrow, that he has enough power to pretty much end your career if he wanted to? What's
What's the ground?
Argument, it's also speculation.
Stay.
Does, given what you've said about the defendant's position of power, if he wanted to, do you believe that he has the ability and power to end your career tomorrow?
Objection, or it's the same question.
Well, it is, but it goes to what Mr. Phillips believes, and I think that is relevant to,
You know,
I think it's a fair question.
No, I don't believe that.
So as you sit here today, is it your belief, I want you to assume for a moment that the defendant doesn't like your testimony. He decides, you know what, I don't think Mr. Phillips did well on the stand. Wouldn't you agree that if he wanted to, not saying he would, he can make a couple of phone calls, and all of a sudden, you don't have the career that you have right now, correct?
Objections.
As phrased, sustained.
Under what ground, John, was it? There's no ground.
Or cause for as phrased, it calls for speculation.
I'm asking him what he believes, Your Honor, as it goes to his.
No, your last question did not mention the word believe.
All right, do you believe, Mr. Phillips, that as you sit here today, that if the defendant was unhappy with your testimony, that he has the ability and the power to significantly affect your career going forward?
To be able to accurately answer that question, I would need to apply more information.
What information would you need to apply?
Because me myself, if that's a hypothetical question, right? But I'm an artist and I could go by another artist name tomorrow and start over.
Well, you would agree that the defendant, as well as his significant other, Rihanna, are very powerful people within your industry, correct?
Yes.
And wouldn't you agree that if they decide they wanted to blackball you, you're blackballed tomorrow, correct?
No.
No?
No.
So it's your testimony that no matter what you said today, that even if the defendant and his significant other, Rihanna, were upset with you, they would have no ability to impact your career going forward?
I know because I believe, as I told you before, I'm an artist. I could start a new way of creating tomorrow. I could be a painter. I could go sew and be a designer and still be able to live my life.
All right, he's answered the question. Go on to another topic.
I want to talk for a moment about your statements in court today.
Yes.
Want to approach, Your Honor?
You don't have to.
I want you to read to yourself, the middle of this page, there are 12 bullet points. I want you to read what we have, starting with the following, and right where it says himself. Read that to yourself, let me know when you're done.
So from one, right here,
No, actually from, I want you to read where it says the following. Yeah, for one, I'm sorry. Didn't see that, that's a one.
do I have to say my address out loud?
No, to yourself.
Oh,
You're not reading this out loud. That's why I brought it to you. Are you finished? That has been represented. Sustained. Mr. Phillips, does what you just read, does that completely encompass everything that you said to the defense during your one interview with them?
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained. There's no grounds.
There's grounds, it's misleading because it's not a sworn statement, it's not a written statement, it is.
That's not a proper objection.
This
All right. That's one. Both of you.
You're on the grounds.
All right. Both of you. 177.5. State the grounds.
Misleading.
Sustained. The objection is sustained.
During your interview that you had with the defense, did you mention the 3 incidents involving the prop gun that you testified to today?
I believe so.
Well, when you say you believe so, do you know that you mentioned them or not?
Yes,
Did you see when you reviewed the summary, the explanation of what you said, did you see any mention of those incidents?
Your Honor, objection. What's that, it's misleading, he's asking direct questions. Sorry, I don't want to speak, I don't know what to do. Just, it's the same objections before. Reading,
Misleading.
reading from.
On that ground.
Do you understand my question?
can you rephrase it?
So I've just shown you what's been represented as your statement in this case, and I'm asking you, does it in anywhere mention the 3 incidents you just testified to about the defendant previously having a prop gun?
But it's not a me,
I'm
this is,
objecting, it's not a statement. I'm objecting, it's not.
Read back.
I'm objecting because.
No, I understand. Read back. I might miss something of the question.
So I've just shown you what's been represented as your statement in this case. And I'm asking you, does it anywhere mention the 3 incidents you just testified to?
It's a
about the
summary.
defendant?
Of your statement.
So I'm, Your Honor, just a summary, I'm asking you, does it mention anything about those statements? Those incidents? Does it mention anything about the 3 incidents you just testified to in 2018?
on this paperwork, I've never seen this paperwork and I never made a statement, so I'm not too sure where this came from, but I advised about the situation that I've known before about the property.
So what I'm asking you is, when you were interviewed by the defense in this case, did you tell them about the 3 incidents in 2018?
Yes, I had to.
And how sure are you that you told them that?
I think I'm pretty sure.
Did you tell them about the situation that you testified to involving ASAP Josh?
Can you rephrase that?
Did you tell the defense during your interview with them about the situation with ASAP Josh that you testified to on direct?
The situation as far as him passing away?
As far as any mention of ASAP Josh and the issue with Relly and Rocky, did you mention that to the defense?
I probably didn't. Because I had no,
Motion to strike, everything after no.
I wasn't,
Didn't say no. Objection. Didn't say no.
I wasn't involved.
Stop. I was making notes myself. Read the question.
Question, as far as the mention of ASAP Rock and the issue with Belly and Rocky, did you mention that to the defense? Answer, I probably didn't. I probably, because I had no, what was it, another word?
So is the answer yes, no, I'm not sure?
I'm not sure.
Did you mention during your interview with the defense anything about you yourself having used prop guns in videos?
I'm not sure.
How long was your interview that you had with the defense?
Maybe an hour.
Do you remember when it was?
It was August 2024 in New York.
So you're saying you had no interview with any member of the defense team in this case before, when did you say, what day?
August 2024.
So you were never interviewed by any of them until almost 3 years after the incident?
Correct.
And when they were interviewing you, who was there?
It was Joe, Illinois, and Chad.
And were they recording it?
No.
What was the answer?
No.
Did they write notes that you saw?
No notes.
Did they ever talk to you afterward and say, hey, listen, here is your statement. Is it accurate?
Not that I recall.
Did they ever even show you what they were representing your statement was?
No.
You would agree that even as we speak now, that the defendant, who you call a brother, that would be a relationship that is much closer than someone who's a business associate, right?
Yes.
It would be much closer than even someone that you would call a close friend, correct?
Yes.
Can you have a closer relationship in your mind than with someone that you refer to as your brother?
Yes, your actual, like your blood brother that your parents birthed.
But that would be about it, right?
Yeah.
So in terms of friends in the world, this is about as close a friend to the defendant as you have, right?
No.
How many individuals in your life are you as close to who are not family members as the defendant?
Everybody in the ASAP collective.
So you are equally close to everybody in the ASAP collective?
I show no favoritism, yes.
Well, didn't you testify on direct examination that, as an example, once you started traveling with the defendant as his hype man, that you didn't have really, I think your words were time for rally anymore, correct?
It was time to hang out with Relly. We still maintained a verbal communication.
So is your testimony that you are as close to all the other ASAPs as you are to the defendant?
Yes, that's a fact.
And is that true to this day?
Yes.
Do you travel with any of the other ASAPs on tour?
Yes, I do.
Did any of their ASAPs, have they made it so that you were able to be their hype man?
Times, yes.
So is ASAP Tom's, is he as?
No, I said at times, yes.
Is he as big as?
No, at times.
He's saying at times.
Oh, at times, I'm sorry. So when you're saying at times, you would agree that the defendant, he's the only person that you traveled across the world with, correct? Of the ASAPs, where it's on his dime.
That is not true.
In terms of your work right now, in terms of what you're doing, you said you don't have a business relationship with him, but how often do you see him talk to him?
So since he had his kid, probably like once or twice a month, and he's always traveling, so I don't get to see him that much.
Do you text with him still frequently?
Not really. Last text I sent was like on Yams Day.
You would call yourself a performer, is that correct?
Yes.
Do you do any acting as well?
No.
But you mentioned before that part of your job that you indicated as a hype man is you want to get the crowd going, is that right?
Well, for anybody that's a hype man, that's a part of the job description.
Right, so what that kind of means is, that means looking at your audience and trying to figure out how you can get them excited or motivated, is that right?
Well, I wouldn't say motivated, and they're already excited because they have the show. It's just more or less have them,
Don't sit so close to the mic.
okay, it's more or less have them feel like they're a part of the show.
And in saying that they're a part of the show,
Yes,
you have to sit there and you have to kind of figure out, as a performer, hey, I'm up here, and how do I connect with my audience, whoever that is, right?
in a sense, yes.
As you sit here today, are you doing the same thing with the jury?
No,
You were asked questions by Mr. Tapapina on direct examination. Are you aware that approximately 8 or 9 different times when you were not asked, you mentioned gratuitously that Relly was either a large man, or very muscled, or big? Are you aware that you did that?
Objection.
Sustained.
What was he
Sustained. Argumentative, sustained.
Why did you, Mr. Phillips, repeatedly mention that Relly was a large, muscular man when you weren't asked?
Objection, are we doing it? Same objection.
Well, the word repeatedly is argumentative.
Are you aware, Mr. Phillips, that during your direct examination, that you mentioned several times that Relly was a larger, muscular man?
yes,
Are you aware that when you mentioned those comments, those were not in response to questions that called for that answer?
Objection, argument.
I was basically just giving a description of Relly. That was all I was doing.
When you were asked those questions, Mr. Phillips, would you agree that when you were giving that answer, you weren't being asked to give a description of Relly, you just added it? Would you agree?
I was adding a fact.
I'm sorry?
I was adding a fact.
So you were adding a fact that you wanted to make sure the jury knew, but it wasn't a question that you were asked, is that correct?
Objection, argument.
Sustained.
Why, if you were not asked a direct question to describe what size Relly was, were you telling the jury he's a large man, he's muscular? Why did you do that?
Again, Lawrence.
Overruled.
Basically, I was describing a friend of mine that I used to work out with, and I was giving that detail just to let y'all know why I couldn't fight him. You know what I'm saying? Why I couldn't like pull him back at anything, because he's stronger.
Did you end up providing that information several points during your direct examination when you weren't being asked anything about why you didn't fight?
Well, that's argumentative.
He hasn't finished the question.
Oh, I thought you did, sorry.
Did you finish the
I
question?
did.
Argumentative, objection.
Read the question back, Mike.
Did you end up providing that information several points during your direct examination when you weren't being asked anything about why you didn't fight?
Can you rephrase the question?
Oh, she just, okay.
No, so I could answer you.
I'll just have the court reporter read it back so that we don't have any issues.
Kathy's gonna read the question.
Okay, no problem.
Question, did you end up providing that information at several points during your direct examination when you weren't being asked anything about why you didn't fight?
I stated earlier when I got on here that I had a inguinal hernia surgery and I couldn't fight.
Motion to strike non-responsive.
Well, the question is really confusing. Let's take a break now, folks. Please be out.
Summary, let's just say.
Well, it's a summary, but what the court said was, quote, if there is one area that they cover that is not in this summary, then they're going to be competent.
What area, I said, Joe?
Well, Your Honor, so
What area are you talking about?
there is nothing about any prior incidents involving the defendant being threatened. There was.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
It says, according to the summary, Rocky carried a starter pistol for security measures, which he was known to do after being the victim of violence and home invasions. I believe that is sufficient.
Your Honor,
I believe that is sufficient notice of what he's gonna say. Do you want to say anything else?
yeah, you're wrong. I need to say something else, Your Honor.
All right, say whatever you want to say.
So, Your Honor, there is no incident that is related here. So there is no way as a competent trial lawyer, when they give a generality and they simply say, and that's all we get, he was a victim of violence and home invasion, then the court believes that that is sufficient for their discovery obligation for him to now talk about specific incidents, which, by the way, he said he related to them. I'll be clear. They were given that information before.
Mr. Gordon, you better tone it down some. Don't yell at me.
I'm not going to.
Oh, yes, you are. Tone it down.
They were given this information clearly during the interview they had with him. They did not turn it over. There is no way. How am I supposed to be able to cross-examine this witness when I'm ambushed with 3 incidents that I've never heard of?
All right,
before he
let me
takes-
hear from,
Your Honor, again, this is not a complete presentation, it's not a.
his position is, since it mentions 3 incidents, 3 specific incidents, but it's not in your summary.
Your Honor, right here, Rocky carried a starter pistol, prop security measures, which he was known to do after being the victim of violence and home invasions. That's what he's going to.
His complaint is that it's not set forth the specific incidents.
It's a summary. That's what we stated, that's how we started this. And we talked about home invasions, which is what he spoke to. Just so it's clear.
Reasonable minds can differ. I believe it's sufficient.
Your Honor, so-
If there was no mention of that, I would agree, in the summary, I would agree with you.
Your Honor, again, they have 12 bullet points here, nothing specific at all. Remember, Your Honor, they're not allowed to give me a quote summary. That's not what the code requires. The code requires them to give me what he said. So what they've done is they basically gave a summary where they left out any detail whatsoever. The court's aware of it. The court said.
I have it.
So, Your Honor, how exactly am I supposed to cross-examine the witness when they are coming up with specific information that I'm supposed to have been given 30 days before trial, and I'm hearing about it as he's testifying, and I've raised the issue at least 10 different times. Your Honor, I predicted, I told the court on the record repeatedly, we have 12 bullet points for an hour's worth of interview. They're saying they didn't record it. They're saying that they didn't take any notes. They're saying that they didn't write anything down. That absolutely flies in the face of reality. I've done this job 30 years, you've done it even longer. There is no possible way that the defense did not cover these areas that they are asking them about in advance. The fact that they're not providing them, Your Honor, and that's just some of them. So now what I have to do, this also goes to, I can give the court 5 other examples from his direct evidence, direct testimony. But now what I have to do, Your Honor, is I have to basically go through and I have to now address to the witness, well, listen, you testified to so-and-so. Did you previously relate that information? He has now said that he did. He said, I told him that with respect to the 3 incidents. We don't have it. Your Honor, under 1054.3, that is as clear a violation as you can have. The court's position is going to be, well, they told you that there was an incident that he did it for security measures for violence and home invasion. Imagine if the discovery on our end, this prosecution was, hey, we're not going to tell you anything about the case, but someone got killed. Never get you facts, but someone was shot. Your Honor, would we be taking the woodshed, which would be appropriate? So my problem is that
You would be taken to the woodshed if there was not a police report and that was not conveyed to the the defense.
And we don't have any report, we don't have any tape, and it wasn't conveyed to us. So the problem, Your Honor, is I'm doing the best I can.
Right.
To try and cross it, but then the court is also,
I've heard enough.
all right,
No, I don't need anything from you either. In my belief, this certainly could be more expansive, but I think it is sufficient. As far as you cross-examining, I'm not aware of anybody who can cross-examine better than you. I'm sure you can figure out a way to cross-examine him based on what is contained in this summary. We're off the record.